It's streaming, but I don't know if it's
Oh, that orientation. Oh, shit.
no, we good. It says whatever it says, but it's on.
Turn the rotate on.
Actually, I'm just gonna put it right here. So no, we good. I'm saying start it up.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
all right. We want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Kakodash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. We out here to teach the 12 tribes of Israel to repentance and tell you about the oncoming destruction of Babylon. Ezekiel 3, 17. Start, start up. Jeremiah 2.
Want me to start from the top of Ezekiel? 17? Yeah, yeah. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and 10. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart, and hear with thy ears. And go, get thee to them of the captivity unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the glory of the Lord from his place. I also heard the noise of the wings of the living creatures that touched one another, and the noise of the wheels over against them, and the noise of a great rushing. So the Spirit lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit, but the hand of the Lord was strong upon me. Then I came to them of the captivity at Tel Aviv, that dwelt by the river of Kabar, and I sat where they sat, and remained there astonished among them 7 days.
And that's like our walk in this truth. We we sat amongst the elders and learned the truth. And then we learned, we found out we was Israelites. We found out we was Israelites. We found about the prophecies. Our faith built it up. And then what happened? Go ahead.
And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
After you completely learn this truth, go ahead.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
We hear the word because we can read these. We can turn to any page in the scriptures. We can turn to any page in the scriptures, and the Lord gives us understanding of these. So that's why we now y'all might not have the ability to do that, but if we are the real sheep, when they hear the word, they're gonna be able to receive it through their ears.
And this truth is like Apostle Bar likes to say, layers of an onion, man. You know, as you grow and you mature on it, you know, you can read these same scriptures over and over again, and you uncover new things. You know, and that's not you uncovering real things. That's the Spirit. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I went to go get this job. I seen one pastor dude. looking out for like he really be looking out for the inner city kids and stuff around that neighborhood. But like we was having a conversation in the hood about dude, and I was like, but guess what? He ain't giving the people. You can give them. You can do book bag giveaways. You giving out food. You got all this. Like, yeah, I paid this amount to do this, but he ain't giving them the truth.
He ain't giving them the bread of life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, get that joint where it say, can't eat off bread alone. I'm trying to.
I got it.
Yeah,
No, it's
but
Matthews.
he not giving them the truth. The scriptures say that they shall know the truth, and the truth shall set them free. But by getting the truth, like when I found out the truth, it was like, oh, like everything made sense. You know what I'm saying? Everything made sense.
Like, now it's like a different portal is opened up in your mind.
Yeah.
You feel different too. This is Matthew 4:1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of Man, command these stones be made bread. And he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Trying to find it in Deuteronomy, where Moses, I think it's 29 and 30.
Continuing on in Ezekiel 3 and 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest.
Yeah, we our people is in impending danger right now. It's a red alert right now. Our people is in danger, man. Because like we always say, we waiting on what made prophecy, the MOTB, but it's still other prophecies. That the famine gotta happen. All right, that famine gonna be. They say it's a time like they just said that Iran or Israel hit Iran.
Yeah, a couple hours ago, man. That's from Al Jazeera. That wasn't no fake shit.
Yeah, but we know, and people is on edge everywhere about World War III starting, but we not. Know why? Because we know it's still more gotta happen. Hey, that famine gonna be it's gonna be crazy out here.
We just walked in the gas station to get a drink, and we went in the back of the store. I said, damn, Yash, it ain't looking too good in here. And he said, yeah, it looked like the famine hit. Wasn't no drinks back there.
Yeah, and
We had to get like the scavengers of the drinks. We couldn't even get what we came in there for.
The last bottle.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I just seen the video and they were saying that so since they started the ice raids and shit, and all the farmers in California, they hit up all the farms. So they put out ads to pay just regular Americans. They said
do it.
they come to work because you know people need jobs.
Yeah.
They come to work. He said they go by lunchtime. He said they clock out for lunch and never come back. He said some walk off the truck. He said
That's when Trump said that they need to bring them Jakes back in to help the farmers, because he basically was saying like they'll do it. Issachar, he'll work sun up to sundown on the farm. But that's what he does, though. He's built like that.
built for that.
He is
Built
hired.
for that.
Bro, because I ain't built for that.
Apostle Tahar said that. He said Judah is not doing that. That's what I was watching the apostles. He said Judah's not built like that.
Yeah,
And he's
spider.
right.
Yeah, it's spiders, snakes, rat, all types of things in there.
Issachar might pick
Insects
some shit up. Look at it.
that you never see.
Like I worked a concert last night. I worked a country concert downtown, and you had Issachar. They basically was the garbage crew for the concert. They was going around emptying the garbages. Issachar was rolling around with the big bins. But they gonna do shit like that.
Yeah, and
That's what they do.
they
not ashamed.
they not humble. They humble.
Yeah.
They like I'm working.
Yeah.
They like I'm working. Like people be like, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing. Like
And the women was as fuck doing that shit. Nice booties. I'm like, damn. And
Yeah.
they picking up garbage and they just trying to make a check.
I know somebody who works, who's high up with the labor union, who's doing working on the Bills Stadium. This time of year, it's almost all Issachar, man. Issachar and Ephraim out there.
And that's how America has always functioned on the backs of Israelites. Like you said, they might, average Americans might show up on the farms, but they gonna see the work and be like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah. And they go roasting that California heat for a couple hours, and maybe get one paycheck out of them.
They said they got full what is called a full harvest, and nobody to do the work.
Yeah.
You like I can't. You can't do the work.
So they had the raids, and then they was raiding them all, getting them off the farms, and then next thing you know, the farmers they need Jake for that type of work.
The scriptures talk
They
about
need
that there
a
shall be
specific
none to
type
till
of Jake.
A specific type of Jake.
none to till the ground,
Yeah.
man. There'll be none to till the ground. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah.
I believe it's second Ezra.
Yeah. That's that too.
I found it. I don't know if it's still going.
Go ahead, bring it on.
Deuteronomy 8:2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee to know that man doth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live.
Oh, hey, man, you know, these Edomites, they think that they could invent their way out of a famine with this 3D printer shit. You still need natural things for that, you know? Still need 3D from the earth for that.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 18. It says, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land.
And that's what we here telling y'all. We out here to give y'all a warning. You're gonna. These the last days. So if you don't believe in this truth, if you don't want to believe you an Israelite, if you want to believe in a higher power, if you want to be a 5%er, if you can't let your unk go, or you know what I'm saying? Like I was just talking to this dude, and I be hearing my upstairs neighbor. Somebody put him on that he an Israelite. I be hearing him because his room like right above ours, so I can hear. He be on it. He be on the phone talking to people that don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Like
He got a
like,
new zeal.
yeah. So like
New zeal, yeah.
he was like, yeah. So I don't know. I guess he figured out. He had asked me today. This is the first time he asked me, and he was like, "Is you an Israelite?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, this girl." He said some girl that worked in his barbershop put him on, and he was like, "Yo." I was like, "Yeah, it ain't a religion." He was like, "No, I know it's a nationality." So he was like, "Wait." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Right. But then he was like, "The only thing is, I got this necklace I be wearing. You know, thing you got right here." He's like, "It's an unk." He was like, "You know, that means life." I'm like, "It means life to whoever said it, dude." I was like, "That's not." I was like, "It really is." I was like, "It's a." And he's like, "It's an idol." He said, "That's what she said." So
Yeah, it
I
has
was like,
nothing to do with your how about Shmi Al Shai.
I was like, "You should take that shit and throw it away." He was like, "That's exactly what she said." I was like, "Well, our people, you can't be."
Yeah, you gotta give them time.
Oh yeah,
You know, like they could be. You don't force it down their throat. Like when they first come in, you don't tell the dude, "Yo, you gotta keep the Passover." If the Passover is next week, you don't tell him, "Yo, you gotta keep the Passover, or the Lord gonna destroy you." You know, or he might have a habit that he has to wean off because it's a slow process. You know, you can't like make somebody do something because that could kind of like turn next. You can tell them, you know, but sometimes it takes time for people to, you know, process.
Or somebody been in the truth a week and a half. You tell them, "Yo, man, the Day of Atonement's tomorrow. You gotta go a whole day with
as the end result is good with them, that's what matters. Because it tells us that the Lord is purifying us through a furnace. You still want this? It says, "Whether thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it." Verse 19, Deuteronomy 30 and 19. "I call heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death."
Hey, life is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the life. And everything else is death. Think you gonna survive off having money and guns, all that is death, man. Right. Going to these doctors, all that is death, man. If you get sick, pray to Yahweh Shai, man.
The scriptures say that we're cleansed by what? The washing of the word. It's like slowly taking a bath, man.
Blessings and cursings. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
You gotta choose life that you and your seed gonna live. And this life, man. Yahweh Shai.
That thou mayest love the Lord thy power, thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice. And that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days. That thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware upon thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
We trying to get in that land. We're not trying to get into the carnal land. We're trying to get the kingdom of Israel, which is going to be on earth. We're trying to get to that kingdom.
I was watching one of those animated videos on a reel, basically, and it was explaining how, because Esau got those videos where it's like, if the missiles went off right now, who would be one of the first countries to get attacked? And Israel was like the second one, I think. It might have been the first one, but they was one of the top countries that'll get attacked first. And they said it's centered in the earth, which the Lord did that. So when it's nuked, it said it's going to literally burn everything. So that land is going to be completely obliviated. Because that's how the Lord centered it. So whenever the nukes get shot on Israel today, that shit gonna get crushed, man. And it's supposed to be like that.
This is Colossians 3:1. "If ye then be risen with Yahweh Shai, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai sitteth in the right hand of Yahweh. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth." And as we get closer to the end, that really shines true, man. Because the closer we get to this thing, the more you realize, man, we really have to depend on the Lord. I mean, they just interviewed one of the top CEOs on CNBC, and he was saying straight up, like, prepare for massive job cuts, man. They said that normally back in the day, Wall Street used to look at hiring as a positive for the company, with investors and shit. That meant that the company was growing. But now investors are looking at cutting employees as a way of growing. So there's going to have to be some kind of solution, and that's going to be centered around the MOTB and the UBI and all that, man.
I'll read this real quick.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out the windows shall be darkened."
I got it. What'd you say?
Finish that.
Ecclesiastes 12:3. "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few."
That's happening right now. It's happening right now. Okay.
"And those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall..."
When you look at what's going on in damn near every major city here in Babylon. You used to have a bustling downtown area, you know, maybe a little commercial district. Half that shit fucking boarded up now. All over the place, man. A lot of these economists are saying that there's a commercial real estate apocalypse coming.
Hey, I just seen a video of Chicago. Like, dude was driving through downtown Chicago, and he was like, "See, this still good. This still it is just a bunch of empty buildings."
A lot of another, you know, businesses as far as I want to say is the malls and shit.
Oh yeah,
Shopping malls, all
that
that.
mall
Galleria
right there.
I heard
Fuck
about
that
that.
joint. The Galleria
Galleria.
Mall closed.
Yep.
That shit been done.
And that's a big.
But saying when I was a kid, that place used to be.
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
booming.
That shit was cooked.
That
Yeah,
shit
I
was-
remember that.
that
That
shit
shit
was
been cooked though. The Galleria, that's a big deal.
But see,
For around here,
yeah.
that's a big
Nah,
deal.
you remember the good old days.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember
I
the
know
good
the
old
good old
days.
days.
You remember the good old days. You right.
Little
I remember,
Yash.
I remember y'all joined the
Rainbow Mall.
that shit
That
was
joint,
fire.
I remember that.
You remember it?
Yep. Used to
Canadian
skip school and
The
hang out
Canadian,
there.
yeah,
That shit was cool as hell.
yeah, the Canadian. You could walk over the border and just right there, that was the mall. Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
Skip school, go to Canada.
What you had said? Scripture.
They didn't till the ground. I know it's in the Apocrypha.
Yeah, like back in the early days, you would have Sears and all of that. Man, that shit been going, man. This is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to them and them that dwell therein." I gotta start up here. Second Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. That was it.
Yep.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword, for the sword, and their destruction draweth nigh.
Yeah, that's what we come out here to tell y'all people, that the sword and your destruction draweth nigh. This place of America is going down. It's circling the drain. It's about to be no food out here. They talk about doing FFs out here. You know what I'm saying?
And not just America. I mean, yeah, that's the primary source of the destruction. But all the Western cultures shit in the bed, man. You know, the seven heads, the other nations, man, those European nations. Europe's fucked too.
I seen people boasting, talk about some, America got something up their sleeve. They got something up their. Hey, these Americans. These Americans ain't ready for war. The people don't want to go to war.
Yeah.
Hey, Russians is really hardcore.
The citizens.
Yeah. The citizens.
The citizens is different.
That's why they say as the ruler is the
So is
people.
the people.
And look at the people out here. You got a bunch of fat people out of shape, fucking people dropping dead,
Docile.
feminine, all the people feminine.
It all starts with they
Addicted
feed
to
you.
shit. Everything.
Yeah.
Addicted to everything.
It all starts with the foods they feed you and how they dumb you down. Like,
You got videos of the fucking Vladimir Putin fucking wrestling fucking bears and shit.
yep. And they don't allow certain ingredients in their country
Yeah.
to feed their people.
Oh, what's the this dude I work with? He from Nigeria. He was like, we was talking about this chubby girl at work. So like, we was joking. He's like, yeah, she should go to the gym. I'm like, so I was like, then you'll like me to
Ecclesiasticus 10:2, as the judge of the people is himself, so is his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein.
Hey, that dude from North Korea, he stony face. He don't play no games. And look how the people is in order. I was talking to the Arabian at the store. He was like, he always be asking me about, yo, you see the news? You see the news? And he was like, yo, you know what these people need? He's like, they need a dictator. Because people, if you got a dictator, it's more order. You feel me though?
Like in China.
They just had no King's Day. Remember it was out here? Mm-hmm. They don't want to be in that spirit.
They wouldn't do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Everybody to the mind goes to mind of the imagination. How it goes?
In China, man, they don't play when during the Novid. If you pretty much tested positive, man, them soldiers will come and take your ass away.
Yeah.
And them soldiers, they listen to their leader. Yeah. They didn't say, "Oh, we're worried about the regular people." No, they listen to their fucking leader, man. Yeah. Just like any draconian measures they put on their people, they listen, man. You know, they don't want no. It's not like America where everybody's free fucking spirited, man. That free spirited shit leads to more and more demons.
Yeah, they talk shit about the leaders. They leaders too. Now, I never been to Russia. I don't know if people talk shit about Vladimir. I don't know. It don't seem like they would though. Maybe they do, but if I had to guess, I would say nah. They fuck with it. But here, if the wrong nigga get elected, everybody talk about the shit at work. Fuck him. He ain't do shit for us. You could go get a fucking bumper sticker. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you can get bumper stickers of people pissing on their senators and shit. You go to certain sporting events, they got the Kathy Hokum bitch. They got her in the urinals.
Oh,
you can piss on the bitch. You can't do that shit in other countries, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you can put the death.
Yeah, over here you can
publicly.
That's why people act like that, man. They can do whatever they want, you know? I went to one game, I was pissing on Kathy Hokum, and they had her face in the men's urinals. I said, damn, yo, this shit crazy. You know?
That bitch,
shit on the leaders over here.
That bitch had so much surgery, man, she could barely fucking move her face.
Then they have those meetings where what is they call when they be roasting the senators and shit. Councilmen. The councilmen be forcing the senators to answer questions and shit. They be roasting them, man.
Oh,
America's confusion. It's confusion. This is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain."
That's gonna be with Obadiah, where they get that Obadiah Confederacy against all the other nations gonna turn because when this war started popping off, America way over here, so Europe, France, all of NATO nations, they gonna start getting hit, and they gonna turn on Babylon.
In the videos I've been seeing online, you know, you gotta watch what you see, but I'll just say I seen it. I don't know how true it is, so I speak as a man, but they were saying that Russia's missiles can reach America faster than America's missiles can reach Russia. Mm-hmm. Now, I would have to do more research, but that's a high possibility.
Yeah.
Because Russia is not too far from America when it comes to war. And they also said Russia has missiles that are bigger as well. Yeah. And if that's true, that's because the Lord set it up that way.
And they said that Israel, the U.S. over there helping Israel trying to shoot the missiles down, and they can't even stop what Iran got when they shot their supersonic missiles. They can't shoot those down.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been seeing videos online, like people been filming. You know how they getting bombed and shit over there. You can see it online. Yo, that shit is real, man. People in America are fucking spoiled, yo.
Yeah.
And they have no idea what's coming. I'm talking about you could be standing right here, and the way them fucking bombs is hitting, you got people like a couple 100 feet away, that shit will fuck you up, man. And those ain't even nukes. You know, those ain't nukes. Well, not big nukes. Those are bombs, right? Is they bombs, nukes, whatever. But if that shit happened over here, people will they gonna bug out.
Oh, they will freak the fuck out.
You know,
They can't even handle
You're gonna be terrified.
They can't even handle somebody.
they can't handle no bread at the store, man. If it ain't no eggs in the store, motherfuckers gonna start flipping out and protesting. Talking about they want eggs. You know, that shit, yo, the way them shits is hitting the ground, boom! And people is close. It's real life over there. Really, that shit is real, man. You know?
Because pretty much once those missiles, basically they change, certain missiles have certain trajectories and shit. So what happens is once they float in the air and the warhead actually detaches, they just come down like a dart, man. Real. And if you ain't got it locked on by that, then your air defense ain't going to shoot it. I'm holding Obadiah.
Oh, yeah. Which one? Start there. One? Oh, Obadiah?
You still have that. What's the name?
Yeah.
This is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Do you want to go a couple verses up? Or? Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yeah, all the people of your confederacy, Israel, UK, they brought you to the border. Ukraine.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. And that verse makes me think about China 100%, man. You know?
Even what's the other one? Is it Turkey? Which one is they cool with?
They're kind of cool with Turkey. Yeah.
But Turkey gonna flip and be with Russia.
Because that
you can see that.
That's in Ezekiel 38.
Mm-hmm.
Gomer and all his bands.
Mm-hmm. He gonna be with Russia, India, all of them.
And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
And that's what it's going to take to bring America down, though. All the other nations, besides the Lord, because the U.S. will probably get their shit off. But if everybody coming at one time, I'm saying if they don't got no allies over there, I'm saying they're going to have to hit the American sites probably first. Then, but
shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mountain of Esau?
shake hands up there. What up? What's up?
Weird again. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Yeah, you come up here and you won't listen. So you see me out here for years.
Right.
You won't come up here and hear what's going on, but you wanted me to come and shake. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Missile fool. You feel me? What's up? You know we all right?
You know what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Head nod. That should be enough.
Yeah.
The word of the Lord is being, hey, and what we talking about is life or death.
Which
serious.
could he could have got some good information.
It says that we could save ourselves and them that hear thee, and them that hear us.
That living water could have been sprinkled on his head.
Yeah, but I know him, so I know he don't got the ear.
Deaf ears. Your deaf ears. But so basically, what you did was you gave a serious gesture, because the Lord ain't us, it's the Lord that ain't fucking around. You know. People over here, I'm telling you, man, Americans are spoiled, yo. They don't believe anything can happen to them because they just blinded. You know.
Yeah, you at work, you have to counter somebody with just shake your head while you go. You like, oh, he at work. What's
Yeah,
up?
what up? Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my man.
More.
Oh, there's one.
No, that's good.
All right.
I think it's
Jeremiah 50 and 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the
They
Lord.
be satisfied because they know all the things that America has done to their people all over the world. Backstab everybody.
It's similar to when the bully finally get their ass whooped.
Yeah,
Like on Friday. At the end,
the whole neighborhood was happy.
yeah, they was happy as hell they whooped Debo ass. And everybody was outside to see that shit too.
Yeah.
And it was a happy ending. Like Friday was a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because Debo got his ass whooped. Smokey ain't old Big Worm no more. Everybody was good.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and billow as bulls.
Yeah. Esau took over everything. They say Jake invented most of everything in the world. Jake don't got no patents on his inventions, and the white man taking shit over and fucking
Make money off of it.
and get fat. It won't even throw Jake a bone.
Even today, man, a lot of these big tech companies, you know, the engineers don't get no credit. The researchers don't get no credit. It's the billionaire fucking 1948er investors, man. They get all the credit for it.
That's why it says in Job, he have swallowed down riches, but he shall vomit them up. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because the wrath of the Lord, it shall never, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall never be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord.
It's like you're going back to what did it say? They shall hiss at her all her plagues. If
Yes.
you look at what's going on with America, man, they got so many problems. Not just here, but, you know, across the world that they're involved in, man. You gotta wonder when the what does the saying go? The straw that broke the camel's back. That seems to be that's exactly what happened to Rome. Rome had so many different problems that they had to face. It was just too much and became overwhelmed, man.
And it says that their military was, ancient Rome, the military was stretched thin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how it is in America. You got fucking garrisons in everybody's land, and you and everybody else shit.
Mm-hmm.
Your backyard full of dog shit. You shitting all over everybody else's yard.
And then whenever something happens with Iran and Israel and over there in Ukraine, they got to focus even more forces into those separate areas. And then they basically, like, there's a trifecta right now. Most of the resources are for Iran, Ukraine, and China in the South China Sea trying to take Taiwan. You know? But there ain't shit here. You know?
Some dude at my work was saying that his cousin in the military. The other day they all got everybody in the military. They ate for dinner steak and lobster.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
They said that's bad when that happens.
Yeah. They say every time that happens, it's about to be. And he said his cousin called him. He's like, yo, bro. It's about to be. What's that? He know I'll be.
I've been seeing them videos for a few months now.
I know it's bad, but I want to look it up and see exactly what it is.
I wasn't sure, but yeah.
I've been seeing them for a few months now, ever since Trump got in office.
Steak and lobster video.
It says in the military, serving lobster and steak typically signifies a special occasion or a moral boosting effort, rather than a sign of implementing conflict. While the timing might coincide with deployments or exercises, the meal itself is generally not a coded signal for war. It's a way to celebrate recognized achievements or simply prove a more luxurious meal than usual.
And one of the things that they also do is lot of these companies that produce alcohol, they get tax breaks during wartime when there's about to be war because they want everybody drunk and distracted, man. You know, bread and circus all over again. So when that 12 and that 18 pack starts becoming brutally cheap for no reason, war is on the horizon.
Right. More now? Or you still on steak and lobster?
That's steak.
Yeah, I looked at it through chat. It says troops might get steak and lobster right before deploying to a combat zone. A last good meal. See, Google be starting to piss me off. I gotta go to chat. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was chatting. I know I heard stories that that's not good, but Google didn't give you that.
Yeah.
So it says it could mean a deployment or a homecoming meal. It says troops might get steak and lobster right before deploying to a combat zone or when they return home. Now, right now, we know ain't no fucking troops coming home. So what do it mean? It mean they going to a combat zone.
Yeah.
So steak and lobster is one of the two. So I ain't hear shit about nobody coming home. I see war in the earth. So that means the niggas about to get deployed to a war zone.
What do they send 700 Marines to help out ICE? That ain't nothing.
Hey, what King Solomon says, it's a time for peace and a time
Yeah.
for war.
Yeah.
Are we in a time for peace? No.
Hell no.
So we in a time for
So
war.
yeah, it means one or two things.
And there's a time to build up and a time to break down.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Steak and lobster, it can also be a part of the phrase, they're feeding us steak and lobster before sending us to hell.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do with the Roman legions, man. They
It's crazy.
give them steaks and chickens and all kinds of shit.
It
Man.
means to feed them something good before something hard or dangerous.
Yeah.
There we go.
Keep the morale up, man. Keep them nice and happy.
Yep.
Give them fancier horses.
It's like a girl. You buy her something nice,
Yeah.
you know, you might be trying to get her to do something for you so you can buy her something. You know what I'm saying? And they probably ain't eating the good shit. They probably just giving them some bullshit steak and lobster, man.
Hey,
Well, it ain't no such thing as a good lobster.
Right,
So
right.
maybe a good steak. You know?
Yeah, they probably ain't giving them ribeye. They giving them that sirloin shit. Well, who knows? Who knows? This is Matthew 24, and where do you want me to start it? 6? 5 or 6? Verse 5.
So that, read 3, then jump to 6.
Verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
Yeah, that's what our people, you always come up and say to us, oh, so when it's going to happen? So when it's going to happen? Well, our people look in the sky when there's a storm coming and say, hey, it's about to rain. You can see that. So how did you know? Because you see everything that's going on in the sky.
And
Feeling,
there's no excuse, because y'all are always on social media, man. It didn't matter what social media platform you were on this week. It was all about World War III.
yeah, and
all
that,
fucking
you know
week.
what they do? They hear it and they try to block it out. They don't want to. They hope it don't happen, and they want to just.
We need to do something about Trump before he bombs Iran.
The Lord is in control of
Yeah,
that. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the Oval Office.
That's what the neighbor was saying to me too. He was like, "Oh, you see what's going on in Israel and Iran?" I said, "That's good." That's like, hey, you supposed to want that. He said, "Why do you want that?" Because Yahweh Yahushua said it was going to happen. You're supposed to want His will.
Actually, I'm holding Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth. This is real quick. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
Yeah, everything that, the Lord put the Spirit on us to prophesy about, everything that's really a waiting game, which we have to be patient. We have to wait these things out through the Spirit, because what the Lord has in store, is beautiful. To take down our enemies and to uplift us and set us in the kingdom of heaven, Lord. We're the Israelites. Set the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven, and rightfully back on top where they're supposed to be. That's what this message is about.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
Yeah, and the one please the Lord is what wants to happen. He said it was going to happen.
This is Isaiah 55 and 11. What's in the previous chapter? That the Lord had created the waster to destroy, and the instruments for the Lord's indignation.
Hey, this land that we standing on is going to be destroyed. We don't, and look, we don't got no fear in our hearts, because the Lord also said that He was going to deliver the elect. So we hope that we are of the elect.
And if some of us got to be martyrs for Yahweh's sake, then so
fine.
fucking be it, man.
That's fine.
So fucking be it.
Yeah, there's a such thing called a glorious death.
Yeah. Hey, Stephen got put to death. He didn't get that.
We're really not even being put to death. We're being put to life.
Yeah, he said. Acts 7, 51. That's almost finished. Finish that. Is it almost finished?
Yeah, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. For ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. Just like we were saying, man. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands.
This is Acts chapter 7 and verse 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in your heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit.
Let's talk about the faithfulness. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
As your fathers did, so did ye. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted?
Hey, so the prophets got persecuted. So when you get under persecution, don't think like, oh, the Lord not dealing with me. Hey, that's a sign that the Lord's dealing with you.
Yeah, hardship. And which of the prophets have your fathers not persecuted?
Jeremiah got persecuted. Peter got persecuted. Joseph got persecuted. David got persecuted. Isaiah got persecuted. Ezekiel, wife died and told me to cry.
Job.
Job
Well,
died.
furthermore, Yahweh Shai is the ultimate example.
Oh,
If Yahweh Shai is not exempt, how much more us?
Yeah.
It says, and they have slain them which showed before of the coming of the just one, of whom ye have now, Salakia, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. And when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. But he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai standing on the right hand of Yahweh.
And the Lord gave him a vision when he was here to that's comfort.
Yep.
So the Lord gave him a vision, which that's gonna do to a man of the Lord. It's gonna give you more confidence. Oh yeah. Hey, if I see I'm getting my head chopped off, or I'm getting tortured, because that's what Esau like to do, torture people.
And the Lord see, you see the Lord,
the Lord
give you a vision. He's
and
gonna be like,
Father,
do it, motherfucker.
That's a fact.
Do it. Do it. Know where you're going. Right to the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the missiles come, boy, you're going to be one of the first ones raised up. The dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first.
Yeah.
Fear not him which can kill the body, but fear him which can kill the body and soul in hell. It says, but he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai standing on the right hand of Yahweh, and said, behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of Yahweh. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witness laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul, and they stoned Stephen, calling upon Yahweh and Yahushai, and saying, Yahushai, receive my spirit. So he basically told the Lord to receive his spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. It didn't say he died.
Yeah.
It said he fell asleep.
What's the name? Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 1. He said he fell asleep. And guess what? He was at peace. All right? And he was doing way better than they was doing.
And he did a good deed. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh.
Stephen was in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Go ahead.
And there shall no torment touch them.
He probably didn't feel a thing.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
They thought they did something. The wicked scribes and Pharisees, when they stoned them, threw them out of the city, all right, gnashed their teeth on them, they thought they did something, but they didn't.
And their departure is taken for misery.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you heard what happened. You know how Jake is. Oh, you heard what happened to Stephen? You got get dirty. You got get dirty.
And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Yeah, they in peace. They actually in a better case than you are.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. I got it. I know it's okay. I like using them.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
I'll be on it.
No, just go to that after then.
All right.
Read that.
It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Yeah, he proved them and found them worthy of himself. It did. What you at, verse 5?
Yeah.
Read verse 6, because then it tell you what's about to happen to that man when he get them powers.
As gold in a furnace have he tried them and received them as burnt offerings. And at the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
That's how we're going, because that's when we're going to receive our powers. You know what I'm saying? When they level us up. Go ahead.
They shall judge the nations,
and you're going to be in rulership. It's definitely going to be in the high rank in rulership, bro, when you come back on this earth. You're going to rule the nations.
They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people.
Come on, man. Ain't no Jakes out here ever had no dominion.
You ain't gonna have no King's Day.
Nah.
We gonna have dominion over the people.
Oh no. Yeah, they ain't gonna be like, oh, the Israelites, we don't want no Israel over us.
You gonna have no Juneteenth either, man.
Ain't no
That shit was
dark slavery is forever.
And if we do try to see somebody making a sign, we gonna erase your ass. All right. And the Lord shall reign forever. Forever, man. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect.
Yeah, so you want to be part of that number.
Yep.
You know what that gun was I asked for?
I don't know what you asked for.
If I die, I gain.
This is Philippians. My bad, bro. I ain't letting you read today. This is Philippians chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, according to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing shall I be ashamed, but that with all boldness as always, so now also Yahushai shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. For to me to live is Yahushai, and to die is gain.
Yeah, if he living, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna teach Yahushai. He's gonna exalt Yahushai, because that's what we ought to do. That's what a man was made to do. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Go ahead.
But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my
He
labor.
said if he died gay, what is he talking about? Hey, go to what Job was saying, where he said he wished he died from the womb, because he'd have been at rest. It's rest. It's beautiful there.
It says better is the end of a man than the beginning, roughly paraphrasing, if I'm not mistaken.
You with the Lord. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I was looking for this, but it's right here. It says, but if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose I would not. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Yahushai, which is far better.
Which is far better.
And when he said depart, he meant to die.
Yeah.
So basically, because he was doing so much work and doing what the Lord wanted him to do, he said, I'm in the betwixt two. Like, I'm doing the work of the Lord, but if I depart and be with Yahushai, that's better.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Got something to follow up with that.
I got to read this one more verse. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you, because he was teaching.
Yeah.
And they needed to be taught. Go ahead.
5 and 6.
I was holding 6 and
Read that first. And then go to the others. Our factory 1.
2 Corinthians 5 and 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, and a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
See, we already got a place there. A house not made with hands, which is way better than his flesh.
For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven.
See, he groaned earnestly. He said he groaned earnestly to be in that. He wanted to do the work. Well, he was cool with it.
Yeah, he was just keeping it real, man. You got to think. Before he was doing the work, he basically died. No, not died. He fell asleep for a minute. My bad. That's kind of like contradicting ourselves. The Lord knocked him off the horse. The Lord knocked him out. KO. Boom. He was asleep. You know? And before he was doing that, because it's kind of like us. Before Apostle Paul was teaching, he was persecuting the church. Right? So then Yahushua knocked him out, put him to sleep for a minute. Then he gave him...
And he actually went up to the third heaven.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
He was in the spirit world, and the Lord let him remember that.
Yep.
His time in the spirit world.
That was like a testimony, because he said it for us to even... He told us he was basically in the third, he got caught up.
Yeah, he in the spirit world, and he let him see how beautiful it was.
Yep.
He was like, so you gotta think.
Oh, he already knew.
He like, yo, so if I die,
That's
this
why he
won't
said
be.
it was better.
Hey,
That's why he said it was better. He already knew.
man.
He felt it.
Yeah, he felt it. He got to feel it.
And then he came back down. The Lord put his ass back in the body and was like, "Get your ass to work. You gotta do this, man.
Yeah.
You gotta do this." Like I remember Gabar said he had a vision, like basically a vision of the kingdom, and he said the colors was so vibrant. Like he was like the way we see, like blue and green and shit. That he said the vision he had is way more detailed and vibrant.
Yo, even I say even when I was a kid, bro, like growing up in the '80s, bro, it looked dull. It looked like I'm looking at a dull computer.
Yeah, just the time.
Yeah.
The sky was more blue.
The sky was beautiful. The sun used to be like.
Yeah.
That's when you really thought I could look at the sun like I'm gonna go because it was that everything was all the trees was filled up with leaves. You never seen shit like this, bro.
Right. I remember in my neighborhood we had a lot of fruit trees, berries. I remember when the sap would come from the trees.
Oh yeah.
Like in my grandmother's backyard, she had pear trees. Like there would be so many berries on the ground. We just was playing on them shit, just walking.
Yeah,
like it was just, you know. But I remember when, like I said, I would see sap coming from a tree. When last time you seen sap coming from a tree? I don't even. They used to look like syrup coming out.
Canada. They still got it up there in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that in America, maybe. You know.
Not in the West, not in no WNY.
Right. A lot of people.
Unless you're in the southern tier or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still. I'm saying where we live at, you don't see that. And a lot of people, when I was younger, they used to have gardens, man. People used to have gardens. Grow their own stuff. You don't see that as much, you know.
This is
yeah, go ahead, finish up.
For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Now he that hath brought us for the same self-same thing is the Most High, also gave unto us the earnest of the Spirit. Yeah. Therefore we are always confident. Therefore we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord.
He said we're confident while we're at home in the body. He's confident. He knows. That means he knows that while he's at home in the body, he's absent from the Lord. So when he leaves his body, he knows he's going to be with the Lord. So he just said that. Go ahead.
We walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord.
Because it's way better than here. That's why I told my cousin he was dying of cancer. I'm like, bro.
It's just been put in our minds to be fearful.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know, they knew. It was a time where we knew. Like,
Yeah. Our forefathers knew. Yeah. That's been stripped from us.
Yeah, they got stripped from us.
Now,
For us to fear death.
yeah.
Like,
Now it is in our culture to mourn somebody if they die, but you still would know, like right now, if something happened, like you might be the only person in your family to be like, yo, it's better, he good. Everybody else will be like, man, you was bullshit.
oh yeah,
He died. They might cuss you out.
No, they gonna cuss you out. That's
Yeah.
why you be just sad for the family members, but
Yeah, you might be sad for a couple days, but it ain't like before we came to the truth where somebody close to you died. You're fucked up, man. I didn't like that no more.
yeah, nah. Like when my grandmother died, she died during the COVID shit. She was in the fucking nursing. I was happy for her because she was with I know she's with the Lord. I was like sad. I was like, this fucked up. She don't want to be in that shit.
It hits you when you in the truth and you have true understanding. It hits you, but it hits you less
Yeah.
because you know that their spirit is in the spirit world. They're at rest. You know, that's the that's why it's just better to have the understanding, man.
Yeah.
Because somebody with no understanding, they fucking go off in their emotions and shit. They might crash out when somebody dies.
Yeah.
They get too drunk, then they start bugging out. They might go do some dumb shit.
Or they never recover because they're depressed for months and years. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you right back.
We just read that. I was going to go to this. 2 Corinthians 6 and 4. But in all things, approving ourselves as the ministers of the Most High, in much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distresses, in stripes, in imprisonments, in tumults, in labors, in watchings, in fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfeigned, by the word of truth, by the power of the Most High, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left, by honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true, as unknown and yet well known, as dying, and behold, we live, as chastened and not killed, as sorrowful yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing and yet possessing all things. It's pretty much.
So it comes down to understanding. You know, that's why when the Lord gives you understanding, it's kind of like you cold-hearted, but you become austere. You know, because it's with understanding, it simplifies everything.
Yeah.
You don't be all over the place because you get it.
And even in James, where it say everything is Lord's will.
Yeah.
You think like that, that's real simple. Like,
It's simple.
Lord's will. A little kid get hit in the street, Lord's will.
Yeah. It's like, going back to Isaiah 45 and 17 or 7, one of the verses, I form the light and create darkness.
Yeah.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, good or bad. And it also tells us that the judgment of the Lord goeth forth every morning. It could be on your family. It could be some of your family members. It could be a regular person on the street. It could be of any nation. It happens, you know. And that all goes back to, some dude the other day said one of his close family members was sick or something like that I was seeing. And he said, I automatically thought, damn, what I do in my past life. That's true. I knew the person, he didn't even know what he was saying. But he was right though. He basically was saying, what did I do for my family, my close family member to deserve this? And that's how the Lord could have worked. Whether it's your kids, one of your sons, your daughters, it happens like that. That's a scripture where it says,
what's the name?
what did this man do?
Oh yeah, that's John. First John 1 and 9.
The issues of death belong to the Lord.
And get what's the name? Get 2 Corinthians 14 and 34.
For unto the Most High belongeth the issues of death.
That's the one right there. But the other one is
It says 2 Ezra 14 and 44.
34 to 35.
All right. 2 Ezra 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
Yeah, after death, you're going to obtain. How you get that mercy? Because you're going to the spirit world. It don't matter if you was wicked on this earth. Oh, he was a rapist. When that rapist died, you go to the spirit world.
Yep. No matter what
Edomite, dot head.
all spirits go to the Father.
And they chilling. That's everybody getting mercy. Go ahead.
For after death shall the judgment come.
Yeah, how you gonna get judgment after death if you dead? If you're dead and that's it, how you get the judgment? What happened?
When we shall live again.
Yeah, you get your judgment, you get your mercy, and now you gotta serve your judgment when you live again. Go ahead.
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Yeah, when you got a baby that's born fucking
Deformed, so-called retarded,
yeah,
or
crippled.
special needs.
Yeah.
A lot of kids nowadays are being I forgot the name of that. Nah, it's the other one.
Autism.
Autistic. Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. So you come back and you serve your judgment, man. Any closing? Good. Yeah, so hey, like the thumbnail says, all right, it's a picture of basically the Statue of Liberty burning, and it says we should have listened to the prophets, and that's why the Lord got us out here. Luke 1 and 70, as he spake by the mouth of his prophets, which have been since the world began. So take heed, because that's what a lot of people are gonna be saying. That's what the scriptures say y'all gonna say. Yet they shall know that a prophet have been among them. So for the ones of our people who we like to say straddling the fence, now is the time for you to repent and get right before the Lord really starts to judge this place and the doors of mercy is closed. So with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom. Shalom to the sisters. Shalom to you believers. Shalom.
Yeah, man, ain't take 2 seconds to stop and listen to what we talking about, but you want me to pound you up.
Right.
That ain't even cool.